I have one more question for you both. And if you both want to answer it, feel free to do it. As I was talking to Charles and Sheila prior to today's show, one of you mentioned, and I actually wrote down the exact quote here, wanting to erase history of not hiring and or not keeping black employees. Either or both of you, do you want to tell me what meeting that goal would mean to you? Erasing the history. Whoever wants to go at it first, unmute and hit it.
All right, I'll get it started. First of all, I want to say thank you, and what a fantastic job Charles just did with running down that list of things that we're doing. He is so much appreciated, and has brought us, his lens around the work that we're doing. He's had our permission to push back, tell us, what we need to be looking at instead of what we are looking at. This is a real collective effort of a lot of people across the district, and I can tell you, being here 16 years, we've had a lot of one and done things and put back on the shelf, and yeah, we thought about doing it. But this does feel like a movement, if you will, because it is across the whole district. And I can't think of one thing in our community that touches everywhere other than the school system. And we need everyone. And if it's not erasing history, we've got to compensate for it. And it's not going to happen overnight, and we know that. But what a lot of us have to do is stay the course. And when people fall off, bring them back in and keep the reminders there and be the referees of this ball game. I've got a huge athletic background too, and there are coaches and there are referees, and we need more referees saying, no, that's foul. We need to fix it. We've got to have those people that keep us on point. That's not always a popular position to be in, and I find myself in that a lot, but that's okay. I've got a lot of people around me now that are doing the same thing, and we're going to get there. So with that, we have to acknowledge this history. We have to acknowledge what's happened. We have to learn from it, and then we have to make change. We have to make intentional change. Right now, our Iowa colleges are not graduating students in education at the rate we need, and they're definitely not graduating students of color. So we have also reached out to HBCUs, and we're going to be very intentional next year to try to get as many students from HBCUs to come and student teach in our district and show them what Iowa and Des Moines is really about. But Charles is going to need time to cultivate that, right? But we know that a lot of people in Des Moines have associations with HBCUs, whether you graduated from one, you have friends, you have sorority sisters or fraternity brothers that you all know. Please reach out to as we've kind of carved out a golden circle around Iowa. Kansas City, Omaha, Minneapolis, Chicago, St. Louis, Milwaukee. We are going to go into those markets, and we're going to try to get people to think about coming to Des Moines, Iowa. One of the single things that keeps people from moving to a location like Des Moines is they can't get back home very quickly. Well, this golden circle, you can get there in a weekend and come back to Des Moines to work, but you can still get back home to family and friends. So that's why we're going to be very intentional in that area and try to reach out to boards of education and see if they have the people that have gotten a license through their board of education, see if we can make some connections there. Again, folks that are listening, I can't see who the participants are. If you know people in those areas and they've got teaching license, we need to get folks to come to Des Moines. We need to make that blue contract be something that draws them here to get their master's degree. We feel like we have a lot of things going, but we've got to get results. Right now, we don't have results. We have a short window of time that we can get contracts signed for next year, but we'll be working on a lot of this stuff for the following year. So please join us. We need your ideas. We don't have all the ideas. If you think of anything, get in touch with us. Let us know. We'll pursue it. We're going to continue to break down the barriers. If you've experienced a barrier, if you've had a bad experience, talk to us. Let us know. But most importantly, give us another chance. Give us another chance. And if you want to work in the school district, if you want to make an impact with kids, you can volunteer. You can be a teaching substitute. You can be an associate substitute. That world is very flexible. You pick your own days you want to work. You pick, how often you want to work. Anyone can come and work with our kids. So erasing history or compensating for it. We got a lot of compensating to do right now. And please join us in that effort. And I really appreciate everybody who came tonight to listen to us. And thanks for being there.
Wow. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you, Sheila.
Come on, Charles, hit me.
I mean, Sheila did a good job. That's what we got to do. But from a philosophical standpoint, I know you said what's it going to feel like when we reach our goals. And
to you.
I know that right.
Mm-hmm.
There are some kids right now, East High School, North High School, Roosevelt, wherever, Hoover, Lincoln, don't want to leave anybody out, that were in the same position that I was, in an absolute same position that I was, on the cusp of deciding what they want to do, where they want to go, how they want the rest of their life to be. And we have some folks that might be not speaking the right narrative into them. That when we reach this goal, when we inch closer to this goal, we are going to have everybody speaking this life into our kids. There has been so much loss in our communities. There's been another side of some of our kids, and there's so much lost potential. There are so many great things that so many of our kids could do. The next generation of doctors, lawyers, teachers, firefighters, carpenters, electricians. There are so many things that are lost on some of this nonsense in our community. And I think we talked about this earlier, is our school reaches every part of our community. We got 33,000 kids. There are 33,000 young people in our buildings every day. And when we reach each and every one of them, that's going to be the next wave of people that run our city. That's going to be the next wave of people that are buying homes and buying cars and going on vacations and having all of this stuff. That is what this is going to mean. It's not going to be, oh, yep, good job. We did a great job. We got a few black teachers. It's going to be our community, our kids are going to be the ones that are going to benefit from what's going on. And those kids are going to grow into adults, and then they're going to have their own kids, and they're going to cycle right back through that system and be even better than their parents are. I think that's the dream of every parent, right? That's the dream of every educator, is to have your kids in a little bit better of a position than you are. That's my dream for my own kids, to just be a little bit better. And so when we reach this goal, it's just be a little bit better. Let's have less loss. Let's have less damage. Let's have less trauma, because we have empowered our community to be in positions to win. And that to me, at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. That's what's going to matter.
Courageous, I want to add one more thing, which is probably one of the most important things of getting us there, is that a teacher's career doesn't end with Des Moines Public Schools as a teacher. That what we're doing is, again, a positive impact on the pipeline is building leadership roles and transitioning careers from teacher to leader of the building, to the principal. And we didn't talk a lot about our leadership pipelines, but we do have work in progress to do that as well, so that people are just not ending as a teacher. They are becoming the principal of the building and making an impact on the entire school. Absolutely.
Of course, we'll have you back. Are you kidding me? Absolutely, we'd love to. You know what? First of all, as we're wrapping up, I want to thank both of you, Charles and Sheila, for giving me and giving our audience time on a Saturday night, away from your families. I appreciate that. For hogging all the internet, right? And putting up with the backlash in your homes for that. But I truly thank you for sharing your vision, for sharing honesty, for taking accountability, and for giving hope. And it wasn't false